Hello, welcome again. If you don't know who I am, my name is Elisan, and I am the host and founder of this amazing, thriving Facebook group, the Spiritual Entrepreneurs, where there are more than 19,000 members of you from all around the world. And I help you discover your soul purpose, start the right business so that you can love your life. All right, so today I really want to talk to you about this topic. Why are you in business? Why is it really important to start a business you really absolutely love? And the how will show up when you know your why. You know, in my readings, in my sessions, people always ask me how to be in peace, how to stay focused, how to find my purpose, how. There are so many hows. And the hows come from the ego, needing to know the answer right now. If you're on a journey, spiritual journey especially, and running a spiritual business, then it is so important for you to stay in the moment and allow the moment to unfold. Allow the journey to unfold, because you can never be really in control of your life, because, you know, life would kind of like decide on its own, and you got to kind of like figure it out. So today, I don't want to talk about how to start the right business. It's really about why you are in business in the first place. Is it to make money, to make meaning, to impact the world, to change the world? Get to know your why. Why are you in business? And you know, if you want to be in business just to make money, rest assured that if you are in business, the number one intention why the business exists is to make money, unless you have declared that your business is a nonprofit or a charity. Otherwise, you know, you run a business, and whether is it a hobby business, a part-time business, whatever it is, the intention is for it to make money. So let us all breathe and ease into this, that it is okay to make money, and your business is supposed to make money. All right, so let's just stop worrying about, oh my God, can I make money? Yes, if you start a business, the business will make money. And how it will make money, it depends on you, on your why. Why is it really important? Therefore, it is important for you to love your business, because it does take at least 3 years to get your business stabilized. And it does take at least 10 years to, you know, really build a good, solid foundation. I was talking to one of my friends. He is a self-made millionaire. He drives a Porsche. He stays in a $4 million, house, and I think he knows what he's doing. And so I was talking to him. He sells furniture, by the way. So conventional business, which he started many years ago. And many years ago, it's even harder to start the business because there wasn't this thing called the internet. But because he's also very used to the old way of doing things, and now there's internet, there's social media, he's got to learn as well. And so for him, everything is self-taught. He's not only a self-made millionaire, he's a self-taught millionaire. So he didn't go to school for this. And in those days, there weren't coaches and mentors. They sort of got to figure it out by themselves. And, you know, you're in a furniture business. It's hard to just find someone who can mentor you. And he is really one of the first few in Singapore that, you know, started this business. And so I really respect him, the way he built his business. And he told me that you got to innovate, you got to stay current. And I asked him, when was it that you actually felt and enjoyed the freedom of becoming a millionaire? When was it that you actually saw the profits? So he told me that the first 5 years at least, or the first 10 years, was really reinvesting the money. You are a millionaire, you make $1 million on paper, or you make however much money on paper, but whatever that you make, you reinvest it in your business. So at the end of the day, you don't really see the money. It wasn't until about 10 years later that he saw the money and he started to enjoy his lifestyle. So can we just relax, right? And stop running around with this idea of instant gratification, that you want success like right now. It does take time for you to develop. It does take time for experience to teach you. And in the Course of Miracles, you know, it says that why we need time. Time is needed for learning. Once you don't need that, then time would cease to exist. And so we do require time to get to know who we are, what our gifts are, and allow that to evolve and to, you know, grow into things and just experiment. So therefore, it is important for you to love your business, because if you don't love your business, you will give up. You will give up. Therefore, it is also important to know what your soul purpose is, what your soul lessons are, so that you don't give up easily. Your soul purpose, your lessons will not change. I've learned this, right? We are here to grow. We have lessons in life, but we don't have to always constantly hit our heads on the wall till we bleed and cry to learn that lesson. We can learn the lesson without crying. We can learn the lessons easily. We don't have to always find ourselves banging and have an accident and that kind of like, oh my God. No, we don't have to do that. What I realize is when you are here to, when there's a lesson, brewing, usually the universe would tap your shoulder and like, hello, this is the lesson here. Are you ready to learn? But most of the time we don't hear it because it's so insignificant. We are busy with other things. And then it gets louder. You get a headache. And then like you still don't listen to it. And then eventually you knock on the wall, you don't listen to it, and boom, you crash and burn. Just like people who really, really want to quit their jobs to do something else. They really hate their jobs and they really know that their calling is not in their job and they have no guts to quit. What happens is the universe, your angels, will give you signs like, be really irritated with this. Your boss would find trouble with you and this and that, and then you don't quit, and then eventually you get fired. And then you're wondering, why did I get fired? That's because you asked for it. And then so many people, once they get fired from their jobs, they have the time now to go build a business and live their lives. They travel. So the universe is really looking out for you, and it might look like it is disaster, obstacles at the beginning, but it's really a blessing. It's really how you kind of like look at it. So my face now is really very glaring, but never mind, just pay attention to the message, okay? So some of you might not know what business to start. Like, oh, I have a calling, I want to help people, so I start a healing business, I start a coaching business. But then after a while, you're like, oh, this is not for me, but then what can I do? So what I suggest for you to do is that if you have a calling to help, if you have a mission that you want to help people, it doesn't mean you have to start a business. It doesn't mean you have to go start a healing practice or go read cards now. It doesn't mean that. When you start a business, it doesn't mean literally a business. It could be a movement. It could be changing the corporate system. It could be just saving the cats from the roadside. It could be creating, kits for the homeless people. Whatever it is, you have a mission, and that is unique to yourself. I am in this business for 10 years, and throughout my years, I have been changing. I've been a healer, literally hands-on healer, a card reader, designing crystal jewelry, teaching Reiki, and then, coaching. And so what I realized is the tools that I use may change, but my intention never changed. And because I'm growing as well, I need to express myself. And so I have these different tools. And then now I know what social entrepreneurship is. And so now I am more consciously aware about the impact that my business can do on a bigger scale socially or whatever it is. So you change, you grow, but you must love your business. Your mission statement shouldn't be that difficult. Your mission statement should not change. So I was watching Guy Kawasaki, and he said, I have the video here, so go and scroll down in the page in the group. If not, I'll leave the link right with this post, with this video. And the first thing he talked about is make meaning, find a meaning. If you're starting a business just to make money without any meaning, you will give up or you will not make any money at all. So right now in this era, we have also changed. The energy has also evolved. In the past, yeah, you could sell ice Eskimo and you could still make money. You could sell a comb to the monks and you could still make money. In those era, at that time, it was very survival. It was like, times were really hard. Most of the older people here, the elderly here, went through the Japanese War in Singapore. They went through really, really hard times. But right now, for my generation and my next generation, they have not seen that. Are we going through like really difficult times. It's not, you know, we don't live in war zone, you know, like war-torn areas. So, you know, life is good, but we still are adopting to that, oh, we need to suffer, we need to struggle, blah, blah, blah. And that is actually, you know, stopping us. And what is happening now is humanity is evolving. There's a new collective mindset now, but people want to do good. We want to save the earth. We want to be more conscious about the plastic we use. You know, we want to reduce waste and that kind of thing. So because our mindset, because our consciousness has also evolved, and so must our business. So if you think you got this business, you know, like, oh, I'm going to just stick with this for the rest of your life, then your business is doomed for destruction. It's not going to survive. So we have to evolve, and therefore you must love your business, what it actually does to help people. So in that video, Guy Kawasaki, first he talked about that meaning, right? Make meaningful money. Second, he talked about mantra. When he said mantra, it's not about, oh, I am enough, I attract new clients, blah, blah, blah. It's about really your vision statement, right? Your vision statement is like, oh, I help people and suffering, blah, blah, blah. It's a very long mission statement. He suggests that our mission statement or our mantra should be at least 2 to 3 words. For his is empower people. And I was thinking about mine. Yes, it's empower people, but what is my soul mission? What is my lesson here? And those of us who have answered the call, you know, like, I really want to help people, I want to make a difference. We call this, you know, the light worker or the spiritual entrepreneurs or the miracle worker. You know, we want to really help change the world. We want to make a difference in our lives and in the lives of others, right? And so what is your lesson? Basically, what is your lesson in life? What you learn is what you teach, and what you teach is what you learn. Therefore, we stay, you know, we walk our talk. And really what my life lesson is about self-love. And so my 2 words is be love. When you are love, that is the most powerful energy ever. When you are love, unconditional love, right? Then miracles happen. What is the definition of miracle based on A Course of Miracles? The definition of miracle is a change in perception from fear to love, right? And so what is your mission? What is your life purpose? What is your lesson? If you can boil it down in 2 words, leave me a comment and let me know what are your 2 words, 2 to 3 words. For Guy Kawasaki, his is empower people. So when he does his videos, it's all about empowering people. When he works for Canva, and so it's about empowering people to create or design, you know, simple, beautiful designs. So for me, it's be love, be love, be love, be love. It's about being love. And when you are love, it's about love and be loved. Everything just falls in place. You don't have to bind your ego story. You don't have to be selfish. You don't have to get sucked into competition. You don't have to worry how many times this video is being watched. And you just love. And when you are loved, you are secured, and you know that God is behind you. God loves you. The most important thing is if you actually feel that God loves you. What if God actually loves you? Then what would you do? You know, and a lot of times we are struggling with money, this and that. But if you know you are loved, then you will only attract love, right? And what's the hurry? What's the worry? What's the, you know, mind chatter all about? So that's my message. So when you know what your message is, you're in love with what you do, then you allow yourself to participate with the challenges and with whatever that shows up with more acceptance. You know, it's only when you refuse to accept your situation, when you like, oh my God, you want things to be in another way, in a different way, that's when resistance shows up. That's when you hate your life. That's when mind chatter happens. That's when the ego shows up. So you have to love what you do. You know, I know some of us are not in the luxury to quit your jobs right now so that you can start a business or whatever it is. But there must be things that you love what to do. You know what? Not every day is a Sunday. Even if you start a business, not every day is a good day. And when you start a business, when you do something, it doesn't mean this action equals to money. This action equals to clients. So not every day is a Sunday. Not every day is a good day. And what do you do on these days? It is what you do on these days that will keep you going. You see what I mean? So if you have a job that you think you hate, then look for meaning in that job. Look for things to love, like appreciate your life, so that this gets stuck with you. You train your body to decide that you are going to be happy, you're going to be loved, and not have the environment decide on your behalf. So knowing what, why you are in business, knowing, what you love in your business and loving your business, it's going to take you, on the journey, not really the destination, but be on the, so that you can, be on the longer run. You can be in the marathon and not just a sprint and then you're done, you're out of business. I don't think you want to be out of business so soon, right? So the how would show up. I promise you, when you focus on the why, focus on inspiring people, focusing on the bigger vision of your business, then you will be inspired. The how would show up. You would take inspired action. I want to just say this. Hustling is so 2015. Hustling is the wrong energy. It's not that hustling is bad, but it's in the wrong energy. If you're aligned, if you feel like you need to hustle, it means you're not aligned. You're out of alignment with yourself. You're out of alignment with God. You're out of alignment with your purpose. You're out of alignment with soul. Let me give an example. This is the best example that I could think of. God thinks and the entire world shows up. God thinks and the world lights up. There's no resistance. It's so natural. So when you hustle, it means like, I need to put my energy there and I need to get that in my own way. So hustling, it's not a very nice energy. It drives people nuts. It causes you stress. If you go with the flow and you know what your purpose is, and if you trust in divine timing and you co-create with the universe, you cooperate with God, you know what's going to happen? You're never going to work a single day. This is not work to me because I enjoy doing this, even though it seems like it's work. But I really enjoy doing this. And so why should it work? I'm excited to wake up every single day. So here's the cue. If you're not excited to wake up and jump out of bed every single day, then you need to this is your job. This is your responsibility to figure out what would make you excited and what would help you leap, what would get you leaping out of bed. And when you are, so in love with your life and your business, you are Energize the Bunny. You don't need any help. You just want to do things. You want to just spread the message. You just want to get out there. So it's only when you feel that, I don't really want to do this, I'm doing it for the sake of doing it, that's when resistance shows up. Resistance happens and you hate what you do. And so I want to give an example. Recently, at the beginning, I was guided to start a blog, and I did, and I had very good results. And then after a while, the ego sipped in and tried to convince me, and I was very in this ego space. I was going through an ego system. So I stopped blogging. I felt the ego convinced me that I have nothing to say. It was very troublesome. It has a lot of work, and I had nothing to say. I have nothing to blog about. But recently I started to blog again, and every time I put my hands on the keyboard, I would just type and type, things would just flow. So the belief or the ego's story of I've got nothing to say is not true. And so in the Course of Miracles, it also says that learn to reward yourself with pleasures versus pain. So the pleasure for me writing a blog is I see the stats go up, I see people reading it, and people are watching the interviews, and that makes me happy. And when that makes me happy, I want to do more of that. So therefore, doing more of what makes you happy is the reward. And because it makes you happy, it trains your mind. It sets out endorphins and dopamine or oxytocin or whatever. It makes you happy, the happy drug, and you want to do more of it. Right? And so either ways, it works. If you go into a pity party and like, oh my God, you buy into the ego story, and then you get, you go into a downward spiral and you get sucked into it, like, oh yeah, that's right. And that's also a drug, over worrying, thinking about things, it's also an addiction. So you're either addicted to happiness, you're addicted to pain. It's up to you. So, learn to train your body to enjoy the rewards versus the pain. And, being in pain means we are in the victim mindset, we are in the victim zone. And sometimes, we get sucked into it. Sometimes it's peculiarly enjoyable to be in the victim zone for whatever reason. it's, you have a story, people pay attention to you. So what happens if you drop the victim story? What happens if you no longer are the victim? What happens if you stop complaining? What happens if you actually love your business? And Marianne Williamson said, use your business as your ministry, as a platform to get your message out there. So it's no longer just about making the money. And when you do so, the soul is happy. And when the soul is happy, you get more inspired, divine downloads, and you are in the flow, and therefore success will come look for you. Success it's guaranteed versus you trying to figure it out. And so this is something that I've learned from the Course of Miracles as well. If you are in control, if you refuse to surrender, that means you are in competition with God. Listen to this again and really, feel into your body. If you refuse to surrender, if you feel like you need to be in control, that means you are in competition with God. All right? And the last but not the least, I want to end this with, if you cannot serve the ego and expect rewards from God. I'm going to say this again. You cannot serve the ego and expect rewards from God. And so therefore, it is so important to find the time to really discover what you actually love to do. Not everybody is meant to start a business, but everybody has a purpose. I hear this over and over again from people who want to quit their jobs, and they know that I help people start a business, and they say, you know what, I've been helping people with business for many years now, and they say, I want to quit a job, but I don't know what business to start. I just know I want to start a business, thinking because the business can give them the freedom, give them the money. But really, starting a business is not easy. It's not easy. It's not that, I'm discouraging you now, but I want you to know that it is not easy. It requires a lot of tenacity. It requires a lot of grit. It requires you not giving up. It requires you to get to know who you are, cry, have tears, and bleed. And it's okay. It's okay as long as you don't give up. If you absolutely love your business, you will be so willing to go through this journey. Starting a business is not a destination. Starting a business is a journey. And I believe, one of my coaches says starting a business is the best personal development course you ever, embark on, ever. Because it's going to pull you in all directions. It's going to make you go deeper within yourself. It's going to force you to look at things. It's going to force you to grow up as well. So it's actually easier to have a job, not a business. So think it through. Why you really want a business? Are you ready to put in the hours? Are you ready to, discover who you are? Are you ready to reach your full potential? Are you ready to do the things that scares the shit out of you? All right, if you are, then you will find success, and success will come knocking on your door. And please redefine what success means to you. Success means different things to different people, but we also need to find time to redefine what success means to us. Otherwise, it's an unattainable goal. The women's body, 36, 24, 36. How many women can achieve that? It's really quite an unattainable goal. So you got to redefine what is the body, the perfect body for yourself, and then attain it, because that's you. If you achieve something that's so unattainable, the bar is set so high by other people, then, you're going to be so miserable. So please redefine success so that you actually don't kill yourself. All right, the society standard of success is way up there, and it's really crazy. So define what success means to you. And if you are alive right now, that means you have a purpose, and you're not done yet. God's not done yet with you. He can use you. And so open up your hearts, enjoy the journey. The next moment, there is beauty in the unknown. Don't be afraid of the unknown. There is beauty in the unknown. And whatever that you want is in the unknown. So fall in love with the unknown. Play with life, and life will dance with you. All right? I have to go for another call right now. So thank you for joining me. I'll talk to you soon. Leave me a comment if you have any or questions. All right? Take care. Bye-bye.